Now Cook trying to cash in. And just like that, a standing ovation from the crowd in Champaign.
Now, there's a reason for that standing ovation as we get to our big stat. Illinois took down top 15 ranked Indiana and did so by 20 points on Monday, which snapped a long losing streak against the Hoosiers, who've been such a good program for so long. Largest margin of victory for Illinois against a ranked team since the 1990s. Only 6 players played in this one, so a lot was on the shoulders of players like Genesis Bryant, who herself played all 40 minutes of that game. And adding on to that punishment, now she has to sit and talk to me. I mean, talk about brutal. Genesis is good enough to join us now from our studios in Champaign. Genesis, were you tired? I mean, that's a lot of action for one player to play.
I was actually tired, but after that game, we had an autograph signing. So it was maybe another 45 minutes where we were interacting with fans and signing things, taking pictures. So kind of had to put on for a little bit longer, but that was a long game for sure.
Yeah, but signing autographs doesn't get you as tired as running around and playing 40 minutes, right?
No. Especially when you're guarding Scalia off of 3 screens at one time, and she never stops moving. I mean, it was definitely a chase.
Well, let's talk about that game for a little bit. That's a really good team, and you beat them by a lot. What went so well for your team in that game?
I think we were so connected, and then offensively we got a groove, and we kept doing the punches. So when they would kind of go on their little run, a lot of times early in the season, we would kind of let teams come all the way back and we had a lead. But I feel like this time, like we said, no, let's come together, let's keep this lead up. And I feel like with us playing ahead most of the game, that really helped our confidence too.
Considering the entire season from November until now, what words do you use to describe what this year has been like?
I would say a roller coaster. Like we've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but throughout the downs, I feel like we learned so much. And we got so close together, and you could kind of tell that on the court. I feel like our chemistry and our bond is way tighter now in February than it was in November and December. So like everything kind of added together, and it just feels really good now.
What feels different this year versus last year?
I would say we don't surprise anybody anymore. I feel like last year we surprised everybody, honestly. They didn't think we were going to be good at all. I feel like this year people knew who we were. I mean, we came into the season being ranked, so we already had a big target on our back, and we're getting everybody's A game now, and I feel like that's the level that we wanted to be at, so we're happy to be there now.
You know, that's a thing we talk about a lot in the media, the idea of hunter versus hunted, having the target on your back. You can actually feel that in a game? You can feel that someone is prepared for you differently this year than they would have been last year?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the way the team scout us, know our plays, I mean, we're calling the play, and the girl that's guarding me is telling me what I'm about to do. So it's just like, just those different things. It's like, oh, man, they really did their homework. So you could definitely tell this year the difference.
Give me an example of a theme that your head coach, Shauna Green, has been talking to you as a team about. What is it she wants from you guys specifically in games?
Just doing things one way. And the little things matter so much. Because all the times we think about the last 2 minutes of the game or like those final possessions, but it's really everything from the first quarter to that point that really matters and make a difference. And I feel like just having a one-way mentality where we're just doing things the right way and not trying to take shortcuts.
What about a specific thing? Is she trying to get better ball movement, more three-pointers per game, more points in the paint? What's something like that she's working on with you guys?
I would say attacking the paint. I feel like a lot of times we settle for a lot of jumpers and jump shots at the beginning of the year. I feel like even Sunday, we proved that like if we attack the paint, we get downhill, we get to the free throw line and just manufacture points from there. So I'll say attacking the paint.
How would you describe the confidence level of the team right now?
Man, we feel good right now. I mean, to have a 2-game winning streak against 2 top teams in the league, and to do one on the road and one back home, because we haven't really been that great at home this year. So to get that big rank win, I feel like that really boosts our confidence, and we're just looking forward to the rest of these games because we're playing all top of the league teams for the rest of the year.
You know, it's interesting. You mentioned at the beginning, one of the things you thought went well in that Indiana game was you got up early, and that was better for you guys mentally. This season, you guys didn't get up early, right? It wasn't like you started out with a 10-1 record. You kind of had to fight to get to this position where you are right now. How did you guys get it back?
Yeah, that's why we stayed the course and stayed together. I feel like a lot of teams we could have been split and just went our different ways and adversity hit. I feel like we made a decision and choice to say, look, y'all, like we know it hasn't gone how we want it to go, but we still got a lot of season left. And just live by the saying, like, it doesn't matter. It's not about how you start, but it's how you finish. So I feel like we're just trying to finish strong and just prove that we can do a lot of things still left in this season.
Let me talk to you about this Micaiah Cook character. 22 points in the win against Indiana. What is it like watching her when she's in a rhythm offensively?
Man, she makes our team go. I mean, Cook is a three-level scorer, and she's such a good facilitator as well. So she knows how to she knows how to make the right read when people are maybe double teaming her or crashing on her in the paint. And it's just a good time to just play off each other. I feel like we play really well when one maybe is tired of bringing the ball up or getting a little tired, the other one bring it up, and it just kind of keeps the load off of just one person being the point guard.
How long did it take for you guys to feel a rhythm with one another?
I feel like it kind of went up and down as the season went a little bit, just with matchups, and then she was out for a little bit, and I was out a little bit at the beginning of the season a little bit, but it was kind of like that in and out of kind of playing together with each other. And then the summer she was at USA, so all that time you kind of build bonding with each other. It took a little minute, but I feel like now we're kind of at a really good part in the season.
You guys are part of this weird group, right, who came in as COVID kids. And because of that, you have that possibility for a fifth year next year. When do you allow yourself to think about those options? What kind of timetable do you have for decisions like that?
Yeah, I just think just taking a day at a time and like definitely gonna have those conversations with Coach Green and the staff after the season. But as far as right now, like we're just locked in on one day at a time and just trying to be the best we can.
Okay. So just wait till the season's done before you start really thinking about it?
Yeah, to the season over.
Well, we're getting close. I mean, there's only, I think, 3 games left for you guys in the regular season before the Big Ten tournament. How would you describe the team's mindset right now?
Just trying to finish strong. I mean, we could do a lot of things still left. We still got a lot of great opportunities. I mean, who doesn't want the opportunity that we have on Sunday to play Iowa at home? Like that's a great opportunity for us, and just showing people that we might not have started the best, but we are still a good team and we can still finish strong.
Well, since you took me there, yeah, Sunday it's Iowa in Iowa City. Now, if you remember last year, you guys beat the Hawkeyes in Champaign. What do you remember of that game last year?
It's kind of the same feel as Indiana. Like we got the lead early, and I don't think we was ever down that whole game. Like we kept the lead and maintained it, and like we play our best when we're not trying to play catch up. So I think that's gonna be really key of having a good start on Sunday.
I don't know if you remember what you did in that game, but I do. 24 points, perfect 3 for 3 from behind the line. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
What was that game like for you?
I mean, well, a lot of people don't realize I was in foul trouble the first half. So I had only played just a little bit in the first half. So that second half, I had a lot of energy. My legs was rested. I felt good about it. And the team just did so well while I wasn't able to be out there because of foul trouble. And I just want to do whatever I could. And if that meant points, if that meant defense, whatever it meant, like it was whatever it had to take. So I was excited.
Give me an idea what the perspective is like from a current player in college basketball, in the Big Ten, when you see someone like Caitlin Clark, who you'll be playing on Sunday, break an all-time scoring record. What is it like from your vantage point?
I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. I feel like when one person wins, we all win, just as women in sports. And she's done so much for just the community and just for women's basketball. And I'm just excited to just be a part of this and be able to witness something like this. And this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I have all respect for her and just can't wait to compete against her on Sunday.
What's your philosophy on talking to an opponent? Will you go up and say hi to her before the game?
I don't really have a philosophy. I mean, every game is different. Sometimes I talk to opponents if I know them. Sometimes I don't. I mean, I have no like prior thing going into it. Just whatever the flow of the game.
Yeah. One of the cool things about what we've been witnessing is all these sold-out arenas now for women's basketball games, which is really cool. And you guys are going to have it. There's not going to be an empty seat in Iowa City when you take them on Sunday. Do you as a team talk about how a game feels different when there's 15,000 people screaming that you got to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, when you go on the road, it's literally everyone against you. And I feel like we thrive in those kind of situations. Even last year in Indiana, like we went them to the wire and they had a sold out crowd as well. So, like where we as a team right now and the chemistry that we have, like we're gonna have to stick together probably the most we have this whole season because those fans, I've heard how Iowa could get, have not been there yet. So I'm excited to see that crowd and those fans.
It'll be a cool experience. You'll enjoy it. It's always fun to play in front of a sold-out stadium. Genesis, congrats on the recent turn that your team has taken. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
By the way, more women's hoops coming your way. Ohio State, the #2 team in the country, is taking on McKenna-Marisa and Penn State Thursday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here on the Big Ten Network. Going to turn our attention towards this evening when we return. Doubleheader of games on the Big Ten Network. One with a team fighting to win the league, the other with a team fighting to make the NCAA tournament. We got previews next.